Hey, finally it works. All right. Looks like we got MC. What's up, buddy? And Mr. Bending Ballistics. So, agenda is very light today. I'm not going to be able to stay on for very long, but trying to keep the YouTube creativity flowing here. So, what you're witnessing is a little bit of fake it until you make it. And we're trying to make it here. So, Dale, what's up, everybody? All right. So, went to the gun range today, shot the 6.5 Grendel. I really like 8.6 Blackout, but the Grendel is pretty freaking awesome. The trigger tech trigger that is on that thing is unbelievable. I have some nice triggers. That is definitely the nicest, quote unquote, most expensive, whatever. It's definitely that one. But it helps you shoot better. Honestly, it just helps you shoot better. It's amazing. Big Al, ask you anything. Lotto numbers for the next drawing, please. I mean, bro, I'll give you some numbers. I mean, do we have a contractual agreement here that if I give you some lotto numbers that we got split or something? I'll take like 5% if you win on my numbers. Okay, are you ready? Let's go with the 6. And how big are these numbers go to? They go like 70 now. A 6.8, of course. 9, and then 6.5. So just punch those numbers in. My uncle is letting us use his Grendel. Yes, so I saw your video on the Grendel, and I need to know if you're going to reload for that. Because I don't have any reloading things for Grendel. I've been saving brass. I've been collecting some bullets. I have a handful of bullets that I can use in that 120-ish grain. Look at what I got. I got the cheap. Well, there's cheaper options, but I need to learn how to use this thing. And I figured we can learn together. Stop. Read the instruction manual. We're not going to use the instruction manual. Don't worry about that. So this looks just like the trimmer, like the same base. I wonder if I can get my side camera set up here so we can have a side view. Let's see if we can have a side view. Make sure my volume is off. Probably should turn the microphone off too so we don't have any echo. Mute. Okay. Let's see. Let's call this camera 1. Because that would imply that there could potentially be a camera 2. Ooh. Sorry about that. Okay, my mic is muted, so we should be good. We want to use the back camera. This is what I was trying to do before we came in here. Okay. Now I can add you to the stream. Riveting content here, boys and girls. Okay. Hey, we got a side camera. All right, so where was I? That's the view you guys are used to seeing right there. Okay. So this looks just like the Hornady. Oh man, look at that. They use the exact same base. Can you guys see that? Interesting. Okay. Oh, it's Mr. M.E. LOL. That happens with security cam. Yeah. Is there a haze wash? Is my light causing some problems? Wonder what I can do about that. I don't usually have trouble with that light, guys. We've done this here. Nothing's going on in Wyoming. All right, good deal. Okay, did the feedback loop quit though, or can you still hear it? Hopefully, it's gone. Okay, so yeah. So anyway, these are the same exact base. That's interesting. We need this one. So allegedly, I can learn how to turn down some necks for my 8.6 blackout. Now, I haven't had any neck thickness issues yet, but if I want to do 308 brass, which I have a ton of, then we're going to have to figure out how to make that work. All right, better with the hand blocking. Yeah, I know. How much should I spend some time on that? Or what if I just make this one like the primary? What if I just do that? Or that's not any better. No. Other one. Let's go to solo layout. Whoa. That's what we should do right there, huh? This is how I'm used to filming. I think I'm not even on. Okay, yeah, I'm totally gone. I'm not even on the screen anymore. That's fine. We never intended to be on here anyway. Okay. Piece of tape. Yeah. I was thinking about maybe just kind of blocking over the top of that, but if this is okay with you guys, let's roll with this here for a minute. Unless you guys just really want to look at me. I don't know. Yeah, this is what the videos look like right here. Okay, so we've got our mandrel. And allegedly, what if that doesn't fit in there? All right, well, we're starting off. Oh, see, that one fits. Okay, good. Starting off with a banger. That just means my neck tension's really good, right? Oh, gosh. What does that mean I did wrong? I'm going to be ordering an 8.6 rifle in January. Okay, you're going to order a finished rifle. Are you going to do the Q fix or what are you doing? Who are you getting it from? I'm interested, Mr. Slacker. Okay, so I don't know what that means. What does that mean that doesn't fit in there? Need the 337 model. 338. It's too beefy. Phooey. All right, well, it fits in one, so we're gonna learn on that one. Great. Okay, deal. I guess I'm gonna need to like fire up my start with lube. Oh well, of course. Okay, yeah, we can light coating on the mandrel. Okay. That's what she said. All right, real mature gentleman. Okay. Does that go back? I'm sure it does. Surely that goes back. I'm not only the finest things to work with here, guys. What the? There we go. Hey, it worked. When in doubt, use a little violence. Okay. So that screws. We don't need our brass on there right now. That screws in there. Case needs expanded first. And lube. Oh, is that a reverse thread? Wait, what's happening here? No, it's not a reverse that. Do you think reloading saves money? Absolutely not. Not even a little bit. You can definitely make that case, though, if you need to convince someone in your life that you need some reloading equipment. Like on paper, that's an easy argument. This is relaxing content. You watch me friggin' bumble up some. Hey, watch this monkey figure out how to. Okay, let's move on. Oh, I need a case. Okay, you know what was interesting on this was I had some trouble getting this case gauge to go on there. It had to be a Hornady case gauge. So I'm wondering if that's going to be true on here too. It would not take the Lee. And so I had to go back and get. Okay, settle down. Can I make you guys? Good job. Okay. Bots on Eagle. Yeah. Sorry. Girls. Thanks, Frank. If you're if you stumbled onto a guy fooling around in his garage and then you happen to decide, oh, you know what? I think some chicks seems like a better idea. I don't know. Was that what they think's gonna happen? Oh, that backs out. Okay. It's like a solid marketing plan. Did you guys already hear me say I have no idea how to do this? Because if you didn't, oh wait, you have to do that before you put it on there. So this is the process of how a guy figures out how something works. Hopefully we can do this without taking it apart. Okay, so the oh, come on. So the block user, bro, what did I do? Block user. Are you guys, do I not have admins on here? Can you guys oh, the spammer. Okay. I think we got it squashed for now. So what was I saying? Oh, I have no idea how to use this, and I did not look at the instructions, and I didn't even go through my usual process of watching a YouTube video. Okay, well, that's not going on there. Maybe we're going to need some instructions. We also got to get the cutter on there as well somehow. Probably the mandrel doesn't go on yet. Okay, so let me tell you. Oh, we lost camera. Okay, it's back. So let's talk about what happened at the range today. Went to the normal place, 100 yards, and it isn't that relaxing, right? Went to the range and shot the Grendel, the fancy 6.5 Grendel. Kind of got some used to that trigger. I only shot 20 rounds through it the other day. And then I came through and did 40 rounds today, I believe, like 40 or 41. There was like one extra round somewhere that I can't tell where that one came from. But I made a couple of discoveries, and there's going to be a video about this a little bit more, but a couple of discoveries that I'm big on. I believe my gun's a little overgassed. I don't like my charging handle. The tracked optic is fantastic. Let's see. The Luth AR stock is junk. The Trigger Tech is 10 out of 10. Trigger Tech trigger is 10 out of 10. Fantastic. And within my first, what are we at, like 50, 60 rounds? Within my first 50 or 60 rounds, I have at least 2 groups that are sub half inch, which I think that's pretty awesome too. Is the chat frozen here? Most Grindles are overgassed. So my pile of brass was like perfect. 10-inch, like there was a 10-inch circle and I could have got every single piece of brass in there. There's going to be another video about Tracked, and I also have the owner of Tracked coming on a live stream soon. We're working on schedules to get him on, which is really awesome. He's going to tell us how and why they're so good, and their price so good too. The Tracked optics is really interesting because I feel like when you look through it, it's like it's off, and then when your eye box hits it, it's like boom, and it just opens up and it's crystal clear. But if you're not, in that spot, it's not great. Let me see if I can adjust the volume on this here. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Let's see. So the trigger is amazing. I had what's up, Hasbro? I had someone giving me a hard time about Odin Works barrel, which I think is kind of weird. I don't know why. I've only heard great things about them. I don't know why they're like, oh, Odin Works is trash. I'm like, well, I'm not broken in yet, and I'm shooting a nice little group that I'm happy with. So, okay. You guys are supposed to ask me questions here. I said, ask me anything. I'll talk on any topic. You guys want to talk about trading WNBA players for arms dealers? Seems like a hot topic. Thanks for doing these videos between you and AP. Yeah, you know what, man? Spy Sweeper, I feel like I'm letting 8.6 down because when we were banned, it just derailed me, and I'm still not fully recovered from that traumatic experience, even though it's happened so many times this year already. There's a nice little click adjustment right there. So Spy Sweeper, stay tuned, man. There's going to be more and better 8.6 content coming soon. And really my goal is to be able to like publish like loads for like almost as if we kind of crowdsource, and then like kind of be able to get several people contributing to, hey, what do I do with a 225, or what do I do with a 275 or a 350? So if anybody better get treatment. Yeah, so there's a bunch of people who need to be traded for. There's a bunch of people who need to be traded for. Not just washed up NBA stars. Some of you guys know how much was your Tracked? So how'd your build work so far? All right, let me go to Spy Sweeper first here because he was asking about 8.6. I have a 16-inch that is my supersonic gun, and that's the one I'm shooting the most frequently right now. The suppressor is in jail, and I can't get it out yet. Hopefully January, February. And then I've got an 8-inch barrel that is coming, or it's here, and I've got a handguard that's coming. It should be here tomorrow. I don't know why this won't go in there. Well, this was not really a great idea for live stream content because none of this goes together the way it should. So my build is it's an 80% lower. It's polymer lower, which is a questionable decision at best, and it's working so far. I bet I don't want to over exaggerate. I think I have probably 150 rounds through it. So far so good on that. It's got a nice trigger, CMC trigger, Faxon bolt and barrel. I love the build. It looks good. We've hunted hogs with it. It's functional. The size, weight, love it. I can't wait to go down to an 8-inch barrel. And then I even have some hot news that I can't really share yet about a 10-inch gun that's in the works. Let's see. So, Emmy, the reason that that's true is because I'm streaming on several different places, and so sometimes the questions aren't on the one you're on. How much was that track? So the retail on the track that I got was just under 2,000. They gave me a little bit of a deal so that I could make videos on it. And initially, I was going to have to maybe like borrow it and send it back, but I made a deal where I can keep it, and I paid for it. I didn't pay full price for it, but I paid for it. So I wanted to pay for it so that it was like I have my own money in it, and I'm not like someone sent this to me and I'm just going to say I love it. But I was willing to borrow it for maybe a couple of months. Sometimes they do that. So weird thing is I can't see it. Yeah, so that's what that is. Question on annealing the brass, worth the effort. So hot take, I have never annealed anything yet. I haven't had to. I've got, man, how many do I have? I've got 5, 6 reloads on some of the 9mm that I've been doing for the last year. I think the problem is that I just keep reaching deeper and deeper in the bucket, and so I'm not like reusing those same brass. 9mm doesn't really need annealed anyway, but I'm just going through what I reload. And then I've only reloaded like 500-600 rounds of 6.5 Creedmoor. And some of those are on, the problem is I bought 1,000 cases. And so some of those are only on first and second loads. So annealing is coming, and I do think it's worth it. But the effort is the effort and the cost to do it are both significant to get going. Ballpark number. What was he talking about? How much was your track? Yeah, just under 2,000. The others are on the other channel. I'm going to reset my YouTube. Be right back. Okay. By the way, my Grendel was over gas too. Let's put this out here. I'll put them up on screen so you guys can see what I'm reading. Yeah, AR's here. By the way, my Grendel was over gas too. I adjusted the burger weight, got it back, still added no adjustable. So I have an adjustable gas block. I think it's Super. No, it's the one from Odin. I might tighten it. I might close it off a little bit and see if that helps my charging handle. My charging handle is flying back at me on the bolt hold open, which is super weird. So there's AR. What's up, buddy? I caught AR stream, and I wanted to see if he went for like an hour and a half or so. Wanted to see if I could join in with him because I got some questions about reloading Grendel. I have to assemble. Okay, so MC is building an 8.6, and I knew that. We've talked about it. Assemble my 8.6. Been using the barrel as a case gauge. Yeah. So I've got my 8-inch. It's behind me. I can't reach it. I've got my 8-inch barrel that's not put together yet, and dude, I've been plunking in there. But I also ordered. Gosh, who was that from? I ordered a case gauge that's like slotted so you can see the round go in it. Yeah, it should be here early next week. Gotcha. AR. Yeah, what's up, guys? New comments. Yeah, bottleneck cases, you got to anneal. Oh, I missed Spy Sweeper. Last I saw, you had a bullet fall apart. Yeah, it made me wonder if your bullet migrated. Okay, so I did not turn those necks, but what I think happened is they weren't seated far enough, and those were some 105 grainers, and I think I just had them too long, and they weren't really supported in the neck, and so I think when the bolt goes forward, it's like a kinetic bolt puller, and it happened to me 3 times, and it sucked. Let's see. Oh, okay. Annealing is essential. I got to slow down talking too fast, and it depends on who your audience is. You know, if you're talking to, uh, if you had new reloaders in there, they probably would have slowed you down by asking questions. You know, um, what do you think of gun safes? Are we talking about like stand up gun safes, like spin the dial, punch the number in? Or are we talking about like in your drawer? Um, hey, our spammer friend is back. Nice. Um, Jeez Louise. Okay, so where were we talking about? Yeah, I'll join you sometime. Okay, so the safe, I have a little safe that I'm fixing to put together for a drawer. It's by a company called Wise, WYZE, and it opens with a fingerprint or a 4-digit code, or it'll Bluetooth to your phone, and you can open it up. Or it also has a key, of course. But I think I'm gonna change up my bedside gun, so there'll be a video on that coming. Guns are safe. They're always, yeah, you're welcome. I will join. What are we saying here? I seen the Facebook group. Look like a nice case gauge. Yeah, I forget you're in there, Matt. I probably should have bought it. I mean, I'm doing a solo stream right now, but I would probably prefer to have someone on here with me. I'm just not going to go for very long. I wanted to get out here and play with this thing, and I thought I might as well say hey. Bought my first real gun safe today. Oh, nice. It was a 340-pound rifle. So how many rifles can you hold in there? My problem is that when you start putting them in cases, it seems like you're now confined to that area for them to live, and then you get them buried in the back, and then you don't have the one that you want when you want it. So I have two. There's one here next to me down here off the end of my bench. That's the one that has the stuff that I'm working on, or I'm shooting currently. I would really like a gun room though, where I could have my stuff up on the wall. I've actually considered back here behind me, kind of redoing some of that. Let's see if I can pop this back up here. So back here, I'm considering redoing some of this. I redid this reloading bench like about a year ago, and it's almost like it was a proof of concept and it works. But hey guys, the hot sexy girls are here, so it works, but the workflow of how it works is not great. And so I think I could potentially change that up a little bit, and then maybe incorporate like a rack that locks. I just don't want it to be seen. Like if my garage door was left open or something, I don't want it to be seen. Obviously, I can't leave my garage door open because, yeah. Sheridan case gauge. That is the one that I was talking about. Hey, Bending, are you admin? Why are there not many 18-inch rifle length gas Grendel barrels? So I think 18, 20, and 22. I think some of that 18 to 24 is the most common. Mine's 20. Obviously, it's a little like you want to give that cartridge. I mean, they're pretty small. You want to give that as much time as it can touching the gas so it can really take off. You don't want it to be on too short of a barrel. But 20, it seems to be the magic number that everybody goes for. Oh my goodness. I just keep blocking them, but they just keep coming back. Yeah, I would love to talk in depth. Good and bad. So I listed, I don't know if you were here, Hasbro, but I listed off some of the things that I really like about the Grendel so far, at least my build, and some things I don't like already. As far as the caliber is concerned, I like almost everything about it so far. It's really cool that you can shoot something that fast, and 120 grains is not light. You know, I shot 123s today, and like that kick is just, I mean, less than 223 kick, it seems like. I mean, I feel like 223 is like a little punchier than Grendel. I don't know. Maybe it's just whatever kind of gun you've got set up, but yes, Hasbro, let's hook up. In fact, we can just do a live stream about it. I was starting to make the brass, experimenting on Reject 6.5 Creed. I cannot reload anymore. I find that annealing first with a torch and then upsizing, that's the way to do it. If you're going up from 6.5, anneal it. The only thing that I did differently than that was that I trimmed it. I've been a fan of trimming it first, and until it's easier, in my opinion. So until you like, I don't know, until I find that that's a bad way to do it, that's the way I'm going to do it. What tips do you have for beginner reloaders? That's a solid question. What tips do I have for reloaders? Save your reloading has been bittersweet for me. It's a whole new hobby, and I think people told me that, but I maybe didn't believe them because I'm like, no, man, I'll just run out of my Dillon and blast, 1,000 rounds of 9mm in 2 hours, and then that's not how I ended up doing it. That's how I wanted to do it, but that's not how I ended up doing it. Tips for reloaders. Man, the only reason that I've learned anything about reloading is a lot of these guys here in the comments, in addition with Echo, who's not here today, but AR, Echo, Bending Ballistics, those guys, I mean, talking to me on the phone, telling me, make friends is what I'm saying. Make friends. And if I can be that guy to you, because maybe I'm 6 months or a year ahead of you, I will, because we gotta stick together here and teach as many people as possible. And speaking of that, my children love reloading. They love the measurements, and they love like, how long is this and why does it need to be that long, for different reasons, because my daughter's older than my son. I think my daughter probably just kind of likes like the fidgetiness of it, but my son is like asking questions about like, well, why does it do that? Why yeah, I hope my kids can really reload. Also, probably when they start shooting more, they're gonna be like, hey dad, make me a 500 9mm, 30 rifle, 12 pistols are really different. 15 rifles. Wait, 30 rifles and 12 pistols, but really that's 15 rifles and 6 pistols, I think. I must have missed something, Emmy. Reloading tips, read. Okay, so, people say this, and I listened to this because literally every guy that I talk to, they all say read the manual. And I got a manual and I read it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I've referenced it several times, but I don't want this statement to be a barrier for someone, because I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I do want it to be a barrier. Maybe you're right. Maybe I do want it to be a barrier. I think the type of person who's going to reload has a self checkpoint in themselves. If you're interested in reloading, I think you're naturally curious. You're naturally you're willing to tinker and figure things out. And I think those types of people that reload are the reasons why we don't hear every 5 minutes that some reloader has either gone crazy or blown up the neighborhood or whatever. That's like, as if that's even possible. But I think that's why we don't hear those stories, is because as reloaders, people who are interested in reloading and have that drive to go in that direction, proclivity, they naturally, I think, would be willing to read the book. Does that make sense? Yeah, Bending's got a little wall going. It looks freaking cool. He's got lights and everything on it. Find a mentor, 100%. Size of the league, contemplating starting my own YouTube. Dude, more the merrier. you start a YouTube channel, I'll come join. I'll help you find some subscribers. Come on in. So if you see over here on this side, this is my $60 Lee. I don't even know what it's called, but this is what I'm using to initially do the work of sizing my dies. I got a Lee die on my Lee press, and this is where I'm doing the work. Then I take it over here to the Dillon, where I'm setting my shoulder and what else? I'm setting my shoulder and trying to make sure that all my distances and everything are right when I'm expanding. So this is the one that I'm doing the reloading on, but this is the one I'm doing the work on. I don't know if that makes sense. I think his Grendel is what he's saying is a Wilson Combat 22. Am I way behind on comments? Thinking of converting to 300 blackout cases. Any thoughts or tips you'd like to share? 300 blackout originally was on my list of I'll never own one. Not because there's anything wrong with it. My whole life was 22, 12 gauge, 9 mil, 223. And then I knew 308 was next, but I made a video about this because I think it's an interesting topic. I chose 6.5 Creedmoor over 308. And we've debated whether or not that was the right decision or not. We've debated. It might have been the wrong decision, but I'm very happy with 6.5 Creedmoor. I just feel like maybe I need 308 also. So then I swore I would never add another caliber. And then here comes the 8.6 blackout. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm a reloader. It's no big deal. And then comes 6.5 Grendel. I'm like, oh, I've always liked the Grendel. Seems like a cool concept. I reload anyway. So now I'm in that one. And then 300 blackout. Now I'm like, it's cool. Maybe I'll get one someday. They're great at what they do, but I think some people maybe have a little bit of confusion as to what that round is for. And if you've made a good decision on why you chose 300 blackout, I'm for it. What wave buffer rate are you using on your 20? I have a JP captured spring, and it is an H2, I believe, the medium one. It's the JP captured one. I have not shot the Grendel 1,000 yards, but I've only shot my Creedmoor 850. Let's see. Yeah, get Hasbro on. Don't go down. That's okay. So he's giving you some advice for new reloaders, Juan. Don't go down the rabbit hole. Try to stay focused because, I mean, look at this never used to look like this before I reloaded. This was never like this. You can go back and look at my old videos. My workbench was always clean. You have to start, be safe, have practice, and become anal about it. Yeah. Make sure you trim right, pressure signs, safer if you chrono. Those are good tips. I've only added a chrono in the last 6 months to mine. Stick to the basics. Another one I would say is maybe start with 9mm. I started with 9mm, and I feel like I got good at 9mm because you can shoot it so fast. And like I was taking some pistol classes and just mowing through 9mm, and I got to where I could make a couple hundred rounds in an hour, and then it went to where like I'm even making them quicker. And that really gave me a lot of confidence when I'm like, oh wait, okay, 6.5 Creedmoor, bigger cases, more boom, more powder. Make sure that I know what I'm doing. But I learned on 9mm. Yeah, that's what it's just a hey, Hasbro, you're a bullet caster. Okay, so this is some 3. I hope you're still here, Hasbro, because I'm going to talk to you for a second. These are 338 cast bullets that were sent. Let me show you over here on this camera. That were sent to me by a subscriber, and they look a little jagged on the bottom. See, and they have a seam. what do I have to do to this? And the guy who sent them to me, I'm going to talk to him too, but I figured while you're here, what do I got to do to this before I can shoot it? Do I have to do I need to tumble it, or does it need filed down? The heck do I do for that? Echo's got a mech and Elliot's got a Forester. Read the book. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so at this point, I don't need the 300 blackout unless I was saying it was a self-defense gun, which is it was potentially an option. I'm going to, once we figure out what's up with these pistol braces, which that's another great question if someone wants to ask my opinion on that. Once we figure out what's up with these pistol braces, I'll probably SBR an AR-10 lower and an AR-15 lower, and maybe just have a dedicated lower for some of my pistols, because I could do, I don't know, if I had one for AR-15, then I could do a blackout SBR, I could do a 223, a 9, oh, I can't do 9mm. Glock mags. Yeah, anyway. So I need to tumble it, yes, or file it. So Lee has a sight. Man, this is why I don't like cast bullets. This casting is so crazy. 9mm, and now you're doing 308, 30-06, 223. Michael Dunn's 9mm is a gateway drug. Yeah, I think you're right. That's called flash. That makes sense. I feel like I've heard that term before. So I think they probably were like poured in the mold like that. I feel like that's probably the top. I wonder what's the consistency between the weights. But I mean, I guess those cast bullets are designed to be plinkers anyway. I resize and prime everything in my Redding T7. That Redding T7 is pretty cool. I know it's been out a while. It's pretty cool. When I think that's what Johnny's reloading bench has. Before I was reloading and finally bit the bullet to do that years ago, I would just sit there and watch him talk about stuff. Hey, what are your comments on the upcoming pistol bracelet? A couple things, actually. Does anyone remember that they've tried this before? Like, it wasn't as big of a news then as it was now. This one is the one that got like 250,000 comments when they asked for comments from FFLs and all those people. The current one has way more heat in the media, and more people are covering it. But they tried to do this like a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, and they put it out, and then like 3 days later they pulled it back. And for whatever reason, this one is getting hammered home a little bit more, and it seems like it's got some sticking power. There are a ton of problems with the way that it's written, and I'm sure they can clean that up and make some things function a little bit better. But there's just a bunch of things that are completely impractical. It's the part that goes down. If you read the 4999, the form 4999, if you read that form and you add your gun up and you look at your points, mostly the problem is that there's a vertical part that comes off of the buffer tube. And so has anyone ever shot, like, I have an AR with a real short 6-7 inch barrel, and it just has the tube with a pad on it. And if you put that cheek weld, it's not bad. I don't find myself missing it being on my shoulder as far as, and besides, this is a self-defense or a range toy anyway, so I don't need to brace it. And then the other part of that is like some of those 10 inches and 12-inch barrels that like need a little more stability. I think there's some ways for them. I've always said there's ways for them to accomplish what they want to accomplish without like making good guys criminals. That's the part that just, I know they're doing it on purpose, but we're on the side of it where it's like, this makes no sense. Why would you do this to us? And they're like, we're doing it to you. Get one of these for the time. Okay, so you sent me a link. Okay, I'll save that. I'm gonna star that and I'll come back to it. Hornady. Looks like this proves flat. Well, my buddy Leon is the one who made those for me. The ATF rule seems to be like a roller coaster. Yeah, and several of the things that they use, that they refer to, aren't even law to even stand on. So it's like they're hanging something on something that isn't even there. It's real messed up. Yeah. I've got to get some serial numbers on some of my lowers if I'm going to SBR them. I don't, I bought that 22 Ruger Precision this summer for me and my daughter and my son to shoot. And that's the first gun I bought in like 7-8 years, maybe longer. I've, everything's 80. 80. So I have a suppressor coming, and it's not ideal for 300 blackout, but it could potentially work. Allegedly, shooting a 300 blackout suppress is magical. Yeah, it's a fun caliber. Redding T7. Okay, so we've been on here for 40 minutes, 45 minutes. That's longer than I thought. It's going to be an SBR if you keep a brace on it. So this is another thing. If I leave the brace on it and they grant me amnesty, even though I did nothing wrong that I need amnesty from, if I leave it on there and they grant me amnesty, is that going to be some sort of like shortcut to getting an SBR? Because if it is, then I can throw pistol braces on like 3 or 4 of my lowers and get those puppies submitted and have more SBRs faster. You know, this whole thing about SBR is nuts anyway, because like, are there crimes being committed with SBRs because they're SBR, because they're short barreled? That doesn't make any sense. And 80% kit. I can help you. Michael, do you have my email? eaglerun23@protonmail.com. I can help you find 80% kits. I don't sell them, but I get lots of emails every day and places have them. I can't tell you or leave links, but you can email me and I'll help you find some kits. Oh, the jig. 80%. 80P Arms Interwebs has something that's called the Easy Jig. You think that'll work? They don't know what we're doing. Don't register your 80. Okay. Agree. And I won't. But that's what I have set up for my guns to be SBR'd. So I might have to register like 1 or 2 of them. I don't know. SBR sounds real scary. 100%. It's like some sort of shortcut to crime. Speaking of which, have you guys? So I'm 8.6 blackout. You know, I'm a fan of Q, and he posted a video. Somehow I missed it. I don't know when it was posted. I feel like it was in the last couple months. But they interview the guy who stopped the church shooting in Texas, like Sunderland, Texas, or something like that. He's called the Barefoot Defender. So if you punch into YouTube Barefoot Defender, he has a really cool story. And I knew that like a good guy with a gun won, and we knew some of the details, but to hear it from him was really interesting, because he is running down the block with his gun, and also he had to load bullets in a mag before he could run out the door, and he still beat the police there. Man, any guy who feels like they're prepared, if you're stuffing ammo in a mag on your way out the door, I think you did it wrong. But thank goodness he did. He did it right in the end. Also, like that there was like a high-speed car chase at the end of this, right? He didn't. It wasn't his car. Some good old boy pulls up with a truck and he's like, "What's going on? Why are we shooting?" And he gets, "Get in, let's go." And they chase the guy down. So it's just really great to hear it from his perspective. Oh, did they? I missed that. I don't know when that would have been. Maybe that was that was a couple years ago that this happened. So there's plenty of time for that information to get out. But they gave him a honey badger for his service, and he was quite excited. Camera 1. Okay, I think I'm going to let you guys go. I would like to schedule some of you guys that are here. If you want to come on and be a panelist, I would like to have some more live streams. These are fairly good ways of getting information out. And Iraq. See, look at this. You guys already heard this story, and here I am telling you, like, good for you. Iraq veteran 8888. I watch some of their stuff. I think they do a good job. I actually follow him on Twitter. I think his Twitter account is maybe a little better than his YouTube account. Some of those videos are really, like, I love the old ones with the guy that passed away. Those were good. And some of the newer ones, I feel like they kind of ramble a little bit, but listen to me, I ramble a little bit too. Anyway, if you're here and you want to jump on a live stream with me, maybe where we have like 10 minutes and we rotate through a couple different people, I would love to do that. If you're interested, eaglerun23@protonmail.com. Even during the daytime, because my job has changed a little bit as we go through these holidays. And as of yesterday, I don't think I've got like one commitment next week during the daytime. Other than that, I'm going to be working in the yard, going to the range, working on reloading, cleaning up this mess back here behind me. I need to work on my garden beds a little bit and try to I need to have a better garden this year. Last year's garden was a complete bust. Yeah, more live streams. Emmy, come on. You got satellite. Where are you at? Montana, Wyoming? You got satellite up there. There it is. eaglerun23@protonmail.com. Hey, if you email me enough, sometimes we can exchange phone numbers. I think I've got MC's phone number. I know I've got AR, a couple of you guys on here, Bending Ballistics. So I don't have a Hasbro's number, but all right, let's sign off here, guys. I think we had like up to like 15 or 16 people on here. That's pretty good for no notice Thursday night. What happens on Thursday nights? Not much. You took a month off. Oh, because you're building that barn, right? You're building that that hay barn. Took a month off to catch up with side project. That's great. I love it. I don't know what you do for a living, but I'm glad you took off. Good for you. Spy Sweeper, I haven't seen you in the comments before. Thanks for hanging out. Maybe you're on Facebook or Twitter? Maybe you might be on Twitter. It doesn't tell me how you're viewing it. So, yeah, eaglerun23@protonmail. If you need help getting stuff set up, I just recently got both of my channels. My second channel is now monetized, Eagle Reloads. So, see, I would have guessed you were HVAC. Yep, eaglerun23@protonmail. I would have guessed based on some of your videos that you were HVAC. I knew you did something like that, but I thought maybe it could have been like electrician. AR has my contact. Okay, great. All right, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for hanging out. See y'all later.